Welcome to Kingdom Hearts 2.
Oh, Sora's deep blue eyes.
Dos.
Like a pool of radiance that
We're
I just
going to
want dive
discuss
into.
the story of Kingdom Hearts 2. Now, how was that intro? The intro prologue, first hour of the game into, I was thrown off so much. I'm like, what the hell is
Same.
happening?
Same.
I'm gonna preface this by saying I was never a Kingdom Hearts person.
Nobody's a Kingdom Hearts person.
No.
They're
I
just
was
people
just
that,
never into it.
well, nobody's
Shut
into
up! You
it?
gotta be into it to fucking play the games. All
No,
the
some
way
people
through.
just have to. Some people just have to be like into fighting hack and slash games.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
basically.
so you had to be into the game.
But at this point, the
Not saying
story,
necessarily the universe. I wasn't into the universe.
there wasn't any universe.
You know what I fucking mean.
I do. I'm having
Playing
being
fucking
contrarian.
having you
Triangle's
fight this.
advocate here.
I want to fight you with this. Yeah. This is such a convoluted mess. All it is Disney property, like a really
Jeb is a mess.
fun idea for a Disney property to be a part of. Like, because the games that Disney has come out with, like, there's really nothing there. And Kingdom Hearts kind of
Mickey Kid?
grabbed a bunch of these people that were
Lion King?
obsessed with Final Fantasy, and it got them into Disney stuff. But the initial hour of this game, if this was the first game you played, you'd be like, "What is this?"
Well, no, it wouldn't be a problem because if it was the first one, you'd be like, "Oh, cool, we're in this world," and blah blah blah, and then, "Oh wait, why are we changing to a different character now?" It would be the exact
Who's this?
opposite of what you. Would
Who's
think.
this guy?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, when I first was like, oh, so what? I'm like, wait, why does he have blonde hair now? Oh, it's not him. What, huh?
That's
I didn't
what.
even know, because I never played it and only saw like a little bit when I was at Wilson's house, I didn't even know fucking, what's his nuts was in it at all. This boy.
Sora.
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 I didn't know Sora was in the game at all. I thought you were just fucking Roxas or whatever the whole time.
That's like when I was playing Metal Gear Solid 2: Sons of Liberty, where like I'm on this tanker and I'm playing Snake and I'm kicking ass, and the whole rest of the game I'm Raiden. I'm like, they played the old switcheroo on me. This is like the reverse Raiden. It's like they have you play as Raiden at the beginning and not do a whole lot, and then you play as Snake. And Sora's Snake, I guess.
When 2 came
Snora.
out,
Sonora.
I
Sonora.
went immediately from school and bought a copy of the game, and then went over to our friend Eric Feldy's house because we were both fans of the first one, and he knew that I was going to be buying it. So I was like, "Hey, I'll bring it over to your house. We'll play it together. We'll just have a good time." Popped it in that old PS2, started the game up, and then it was like an hour and a half to 2 hours of fucking Roxas in the beginning. We were like both just the entire time looking at each other like, "Is that a wrong game? Like, this is Kingdom Hearts 2, right?" And didn't even get past the intro. And then
It'll get good.
I
It'll get
left,
good.
And when I left, we both were just like,
Good
"Man,
sesh.
I don't know if I want to play that anymore."
It does throw you off.
Yeah, and it's just not fun because you just have to earn money on summer vacation to go on a trip that you never see or go on.
And then the whole like, we need to go find all these weird anomalies.
The mysteries of Twilight Town.
Yep, and then it's weird. And the whole fact that
I want to show you the end boss fight of this because it gets fucking batshit insane.
there's like, oh yeah, there's lightsabers and everything. But like the whole beginning where you find out there's this person named Naminé, and if you didn't play Chain of Memories, it has something to do with something weird because every
That's literally named.
every one of
like,
the
in nomine, like
Et Filii Spiritus Sancti, yeah,
it's in the name of. So
Yeah.
Nomine is literally named.
she's like a part of this girl here.
Kyrie's nobody, but
Yeah,
but
there was
there's
like
no X in there, so that doesn't make much sense.
she's not a nobody in the traditional like nobody organization 13 thing.
Yeah, okay.
They all have names, but they're like
Roxas.
X's.
It's
Is
just
Sora
Sora
with an X?
rearranged.
Should have
with
been
an
like
X in it.
Nominex. That would have been cool.
That would be sweet.
Hey,
But-
talk to the fucking Tetsuya
No,
and Laura.
because
But it would be like Kyrix or
I disagree
something with
entirely
Kyrie.
with the entirety of what they did.
Giarik or something.
Well,
Who knows?
because Kyrie's nobody or organization version is Shion, right?
No.
Or is that was Sora's?
Shion, no.
She was part of Sora.
She's a clone, an attempted clone of
Bracho's
from
really
Data
having
of
trouble
Sora.
already.
Dude,
I've
having
read
trouble.
about this, and
I'm
I've
having
read
trouble.
about because I was reading about like this and like pseudo clone thingies and bits and pieces of people that are also these guys that are whatever, and I'm just like,
It's like if you cut yourself in half, it manifests into something
don't
different.
get me wrong, like I'm a fan of some deep ass fucking like need to fucking know your shit like canon, but
This is so difficult
This is just stupid.
Is it?
to really not like this boss or anything,
Okay,
but
I was like-
to figure this shit out,
Canon.
to figure the canon out, and to figure out who's who.
Is Riku part of somebody?
No.
Nope.
He's just his own.
He's his
person.
own dude.
He's his own entity.
Who's the other silver-haired bastard?
There are
Donald
many
Duck.
villains with
There's
so-
some silver-haired bastard that's like part. That's like part of Sora or some shit.
Part of Sora?
Yeah, who's that?
There are many other villains who just happen to have silver hair because they have silver hair. That's their character
just
design.
Sephiroth.
No, well,
It's just
yeah,
because
yeah.
Maybe.
Be
Sure.
honest here.
I guess.
It's because of Lance Bass fucking Sephiroth.
Watch this shit.
I wanna.
No, it's kind of neat.
My whole thing, like when I was younger, when this came out, was okay. I'm a fan of Disney. I'm a fan of the aesthetic of Final Fantasy. I never like played the games or anything.
But some of this shit is actually kind of cool.
And
Like, I
and
just
then I
chopped
saw
through
this
entire fucking
happening,
building.
and I was just like, when I saw this happening, I was just like, this is uniting two like turbo fan bases
Yep.
that I do not want to be.
It's turning Disney into like hardcore hyper anime, hyper weeb anime.
It's the weeb shit Final Fantasy people with the like
Furries.
the turbo Disney people that are kind of scary, and like there's some Disney people who are, you know, I know some people that are big Disney fans that know a lot about, you know, the old animators and shit like that. That's cool.
The 12?
But I'm talking about like the people who are way too into the franchises and shit. And I'm just
Yep.
like, I just can't. I will not willfully be a part of this.
I don't think I ever got that involved with that, like, part of this, but,
No,
like, I was interested.
I'm nowhere near as invested in the story. I
There's
just like the
always-
gameplay.
In most things.
Well, just the
there's
culture
always
around it.
A portion of a fan base that really sucks, and there's some fan bases that are known. Like for instance, I like Doctor Who, but holy shit!
If you ever
there's
call
so
me
much that-
oblivion,
yeah,
I will just be
yeah,
immensely
there's
upset.
so much of that fan base that just sucks. So it's just like, you know, that sucks because when you say that, you always have to like preface it like, I like Doctor Who,
But you can't
That's
just
kinda
be like, I like
sad.
Doctor Who.
yeah,
That's
you
it.
can't because
You don't need to make it any more
the
complicated
people
than that.
who know about it are just like, ooh, yeah, that's fan. Like, no, it's cool.
Or even Star
The
Wars
fan,
fans.
the fan base that made a fucking My Little Pony Doctor Who happen.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Doctor Who's. Like, that's like, no thank you. No thank you. Like what you want, I'm not gonna
Yeah,
do that.
more power to you, but
Yeah.
it's just not for me.
Just not for me.
To
Do
that
it-
degree.
Do it the
Like,
way you want to do it, but
I really
it's-
couldn't care less about that stuff. It's easy to de-invest yourself from it, but it's also hard to be a part of that fan base and like try and do some research or look into this stuff when people are just like, oh, this one was connected to this and then there's this, but you know, we don't really know if that's the case because, you know, we can't be we can't get inside the creator's head and know their intent, but
Right.
as far as we know, this is true.
And
it's
it
like,
sucks because I love getting deep into the fucking lore of shit.
Oh,
That's-
same here.
Like, that's why I like a lot of like Legend of Zelda and shit like that. And that's my thing with video games is more than anything because I don't play a lot. I'll play some and play ones that I have fun with, but the ones that I find interesting, I'll
why
learn
we're gonna-
as much as possible.
This year,
about it.
2019, we are making Bracho play Dark Souls.
Oh my god! Thank you.
that is
We discussed this, Wilson. We wanted somebody that's not us to actually jump into it, and we like are his
I agree, but
navigators.
I think we need somebody
That's
that actually
like
has
that's like going like from hey, I've never played chess before to like you're playing a
fight
grandmaster.
the IBM computer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
Yeah.
I mean, no, it's.
I know Broadshow and I just
Yeah. No.
it's not gonna be.
If it's a side scrolly boy, I can do that.
There's
Oh.
a phone, Dark Souls,
If
a side
it's-
scroller.
Yeah. If it's like a, you know, like I think I can't remember what. Like I played some.
I'm just
like,
saying, Dark Souls,
other games,
the lore
but-
in that is really fun to get into.
I think that I
You
have
would
a-
love to get into
I
that.
think I have a YouTube channel that you would love to watch just to learn about the lore of Dark Souls.
Yeah.
Because there's some guy that's gone through and like parsed through it and really explains it and presents it in a really digestible way.
Right.
Oh,
And I
he's
think you would find that super interesting.
Cinematic,
but-
yeah.
Proceed.
Once things got more complicated than N64, that's when I started having troubles.
Really?
PS2, I was okay with, but once you really have to be like paying attention to shit and like,
What do you mean?
Well, like with
You
this,
really
like
have
you
to
have to push
invest.
triangle at certain times and you have to
Really pay attention to your controls or like the story or what?
controls, you have to know you really have to know like combos and dodges and all that shit, when, where to do that type of stuff.
And-
all the basic ass shit of what you need to do in some video games
Look at this. I'm fighting
is like,
a dude in a big ass throne and like I'm strong as shit, so I just blasted through it in a second, but
just there it is.
there it is.
Just there it is.
The
But
net-
like, that's not to say like I can't do something.
I totally
can
understand.
handle
I totally
a
understand where
decent
he's coming
amount of
from.
things, but like, but
I'd like you to at least try it. You wouldn't like it wouldn't be a complete shutout.
no,
They really introduced it well in the first Dark Souls.
yeah. But
It
it's
takes
just-
some
once
time,
you start
but-
throwing a bunch of shit at me, that's when my brain goes all like
Him trying to like go from Firelink Shrine to Belfry Tower to Sen's Fortress to all these places would just not. It would not. We'd have to feed him stuff, and it
Yeah.
wouldn't be the experience
Maybe.
that he would. That you want.
But
to
I would
get from
almost
game
need
to
that
enjoy.
because inherently, after I start getting confused and like what the fuck am I doing, and just like whatever, I'll just be like, I'm just gonna put this down. I'll come back to it later.
The thing is that I'm getting at is that if we would play it and you would be present,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be the one to go into my inventory and read all of the lore stuff because I'm the one playing. I already know most of it.
Right.
And that would be something that you would want to do, like go into your inventory, read the souls that you achieved from the bosses, and learn about the boss you
I
just
don't
killed.
Even, I don't even do that. I just
Really?
infer from context of where I am, what enemies I'm fighting, and what dialogue is given to me. And then if I want to actually learn more about one specific thing, I'll be like, oh, Silver Knight. I've seen these guys in this area, so I'm going to look at that. Like, I piece it together more like a puzzle rather than, like, reading different things to gain those bits of knowledge which fill in the bits. I follow the path that I follow and then fill in bits around it, kind of like a tree.
Yeah, like mine's always been I'm a story over action type of person with games. I like the stories.
Heart-touching scene, that's nominate.
Yeah, that's
nominate.
Kyrie's nobody.
Why is she wearing a nightie?
That's, I don't know.
She's tired.
Tetsu no Mori.
Pluto, are you gonna do? Yep.
He's
It's like, Pluto, are you gonna do some stupid shit?
Delves into the darkness.
Then of course the goof just like, let's yuck shit up, dude. Yuck.
let's do it.
I will follow you to the ends of the
Donald.
earth, Pluto.
Donald's the smartest one, and it's just like, fuck, I don't want to, but I have to do
Excuse
it.
me, I'll go off.
Wait until Roxas comes.
Sure.
6 Sands.
Oh.
See? We meet again. Like we promised.
Sora's like, what?
You said we'd meet again.
They really got a lot of great voice actors for
We might not recognize.
all the characters. Roxas is Jesse McCartney.
Well, to
I think I
on a positive though,
Yeah.
he voices Robin /
I see
Nightwing
myself
in
the way you
Young
remember
Justice.
me.
So.
Oh yeah.
And you
I don't
said
remember
Just
what
solid.
Jesse McCartney's famous
Good job
for.
on that.
Is he?
Jesse McCartney was on a frequently TV advertised boy band called I think it was like Dream Street or some shit like that.
Okay.
I remember that.
All I remember is the song. It happens every time when I see you. Happens every time.
You know what I
when
did?
I thought he was a
think
solo artist, like a
of you.
country
He did
singer.
After he became a solo artist, not country, but pop music.
You know what I-
after
He has a
Dream
McCartney.
You know what I did the other morning on my way to work?
Street. He does a convincing child voice for being like in his probably 30s now.
I got into my car, put it in reverse, pulled out of the parking lot, and for some reason I thought, want to listen to S Club 7. So I popped up to fucking S.
Club.
There ain't no party like an S Club party.
Nice.
The one that I listened to
I
was
watched that show like a motherfucker when I was
same.
Don't worry.
The one that I listened to
You're all
was
still you.
fuck. What's the other big one by them? Well, there's
Let's go home.
but the other most famous that was like God damn it. I'm gonna have to pull it up here.
So if
Swear
you
to
didn't
God.
notice, Roxas just fused with Sora.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, it's something that
But
happens
yeah,
in
they've
these
always
games.
been known for their great voice acting. As
Mhm.
I've said previously, Lance Bass and Sephiroth.
Well, he doesn't say a whole lot, but yeah, he is.
But yeah, he was still Sephiroth. What's
Yeah.
with them and boy band guys?
I don't know. Haley Joel Osment. and-
Captures the like thing that they want to go for, I guess. I don't
Yeah,
know.
they have Haley Joel Osment back.
I mean,
Yeah, they bring him back.
come on.
Yeah. He's always been Sora. There's never been a time that he hasn't voiced Sora, I'm pretty sure.
No, that's a good
They should make him look like Haley Joel Osment.
now.
It was Bring It All Back.
Okay,
Dream of falling in butts.
yeah.
Sniff this stuff.
Now you got to do a flying level. What is this one?
When it seems like this is just pee, you are right, my sir.
Put your sword down.
Put your sword in my keyhole.
Riku just runs. And hero. Oh yeah, fighting level. You're fighting like on Terra's bicycle thing.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I hope that kind of happens in 3, that Sora and Riku get their own chance to like put on the armor like that.
That'd be dope.
Because that was actually
And
pretty
Kairi.
cool,
And Lee.
I guess.
And because Mickey has.
Who the fuck? Because, okay, they're always talking about the 7 lights versus the 13 darknesses. To me, that reads as Sora, Riku, Kairi, Mickey, Ventus, Aqua, Terra as the lights. But probably not, I guess.
I think it's gonna be all like Final Fantasy type people and not Disney people. I don't
Who
think.
the fuck knows,
I don't. Mickey is a Keyblade wielder, but
Exactly. That the war of the Keyblade War, or like whatever, is gonna come down to 7 lights versus 13 darknesses. And I'm always just like, okay, well then what does that mean? 13 darknesses obviously is Organization 13.
yeah, but most of them are.
Which at this point now is just 13 different incarnations of Xehanort.
Mm-hmm. And so yeah, we haven't even discussed this.
Xehanort is
fucking.
an anagram of no heart with an X in it.
We haven't even discussed this game.
There's too much to discuss, man. It's an undertaking that nobody should ever willingly go into.
No, what you're seeing now is the whole culmination of this game's antagonist. You're fighting this Xehanort guy, which is a nobody of Ansem.
Nope.
What is he?
Xehanort is an original character. Ansem is the Heartless of Ansem the Wise. Xemnas is the nobody of Xehanort. Like, it seriously is so fucking convoluted. The only reason that I know this is because I have gone and fact-checked, like, okay, wait, what? Multiple times. It's bullshit.
The Xehanort character, though, that is introduced in Birth by Sleep,
Mhm.
that's
Voiced by Leonard Nimoy.
Nimoy. And then there's like Diz, that's also like Christopher Lee, right?
Diz is Christopher Lee, which was where Xehanort / Ansem the Heartless got their inspiration of like, oh, I'm this person, because they were all fucked up and with their hearts and darkness and shit.
And the Ansem that looks like the professor in those that has like the lab coat on, he looks just like Terra, a character in Birth by Sleep.
Because Terra eventually gets possessed by Xehanort, who then
Turns Terra's hair white.
who becomes Terranort, who like, well, that's not his name, that's just the name people have dubbed him. Who like,
It's an easy name to.
Terranort is the inspiration for Ansem, which then it's so, I don't like talking about it.
No, it's hard, but
It's not hard. It's tedious and it's stupid. Like,
it's definitely. I think it's difficult to kind of wrap your head around what they're trying to convey in this game specifically.
The only story investment that I have as far as 3, like what I actually want to see resolved, is Sora, Riku, and Kairi getting to live peacefully in whatever end that they have, whether that's back on the Destiny Islands or what that is, And King Mickey going back to being like, okay, shit's not fucked up anymore. Bye. We're like back. I just want things to get resolved. I don't care.
Because what they did in this game was kind of turn the table on the end boss in the first game, where you fought Ansem and you're like, all right, the big bad, he's Ansem, bad guy. You find out you just killed the Heartless, and you're like, oh, that's kind of interesting.
And then in this one,
We were fighting Heartlesses.
nobody.
You fight the nobody of them.
So then, when the Heartless and the nobody of one entity have been defeated, that entity can be reborn. So Xehanort is now reborn.
Mm-hmm.
There's young Xehanort, there's Terranort, there's old Xehanort, there's too many. It's stupid. It's too convoluted. They didn't need to do it, and they did it anyways.
And with all the other like shoehorned episodic games that came out, they just added more fuel to that crazy bonfire.
Somewhere in all of that, like I was reading the Kingdom Hearts. This was a mistake. I was reading the Kingdom Hearts wiki one time just to fill in some of that stuff, and I think this was somebody's theory that they had edited into the article, was that the reason that Xehanort knows so much about all these different characters when he's not present for this stuff is I need to pause this to actually fucking get my words out here. The reason that he knows all this stuff when he's not present about all these characters is because look at Sora on his right leg. He's got that red pouch. It's got an X on it. Anything that has an X on it, he can like use that as a way of
That's right.
hearing or seeing around it. I don't think that's actually true. I think that somebody just actually wrote that.
Expose that onto that.
And oh my god.
Because
I fucking hate
in Birth by Sleep, they come up with this thing called the Keyblade, which is like an X, but that is
Key as in like chi.
and yeah, it's the symbol for it is an X.
Mm-hmm.
So that all like is nomenclature that is used now in this world, in this universe now. Key doesn't
Keyblade
mean key
is
like
different than Keyblade.
yeah, key is different than key in this world. Like key like a lock and key, and then there's key like.
When you started saying all of this nonsensical, convoluted shit, I spaced out.
Mm-hmm.
I
Any
was
reasonable
reading news about the Golden Globes on my phone,
any reasonable person should.
which I don't give a shit about. So that's like really.
That tells you
Yeah.
right there. Berserk. That's the only thing I can do right now. Is Berserk.
The only thing that this game has going for it is like the fighting combat stuff and like small story bits that actually make you care about what's happening. But when you look at the lore of everything, that's why it's all happening. That's where you get lost.
Stop it! Stop hitting Sora.
Throw his buildings back at him.
There's nothing in the story that makes me care. It's just fun, entertaining little moments of like, wow, Goofy is present while Cloud and Sephiroth are fucking fight. Like, that kind of shit is so baffling that I just can't not watch it because it's like, what the fuck? Stop hitting Sora, please. No, this is not fun. This is not fun.
Please don't kill Frodo.
Endlessly being comboed is just not enjoyable.
No.
Why can Sora soar?
Because he's Sora.
Sora, etymology-wise, has some sort of connotation with air.
If you swap the R and the A around, you get the word sword.
That yes, you are correct.
I can spell, guys.
Yay! Congrats.
That's as deep as I'm getting into. Like,
He's hooked on Phoenix.
it's as deep as I'm getting into the lore on this shit.
Stop. Like, one thing that's also not great about 2 is they changed it so that in boss battles, you cannot defeat the boss unless you hit them with a combo finisher.
Yeah, like you have that sliver and you have to do a finisher.
I had to hit him with that combo finisher there. Because there's some times where they interrupt you. They just keep interrupting you. You can't finish
You get
the
the
fight.
final little sliver off him.
You're like, God fucking damn it.
If that was like how you die, I'd be like, nope, game's off. Uninstall, done. Dumb. Okay, Bracho, you should pay attention to this.
Now, this is actually
Which Sephiroth is this?
the same Sephiroth you saw
Oh,
before.
okay.
But now he's got a cool cloak.
He's got a
Fucking-
dank new coat on.
Yeah, he's
Yep.
got a Beetlejuice coat on.
I was gonna say, like
Zemnis,
tribal
Zemnis.
tattoo coat.
I'm the ghost with the mouse, babe.
The ghost with the most, babe. Let's turn up the juice and see what shakes loose.
You're right.
This dude's got long mullet hair now.
He gets a haircut for the new game.
He's got a belly button
Look
showing.
how pouty fucking Sora looked just then. He was like,
That doesn't mean you're
Yeah, guys.
My euphoria is eternal.
Eternal in the radiance of.
What is that nonsense bullshit fucking sword thing that he's got?
It's the Ultima weapon.
But
You
like,
mean mine or Riku's?
yours.
Yeah, it's the Ultima weapon.
Look at this shit, though. This is where you and Riku actually do some pretty badass shit together.
But like, how does that hurt anybody?
It's not even like a physical thing. It's just like a. Oh Jesus, I'm gonna fucking die.
Like the
Heal.
Keyblade, like I never understood how that hurt anybody other than like, oh, I'm bludgeoning you.
Well, it's not really like a truly physical thing. It's more of a representation of an idea kind of a thing where it's like. I know.
I will quote myself from the Hyuga holiday special. What kind of esoteric bullshit is this?
Yeah, no kidding. No,
It's not really a physical thing, it's an expression of an idea. What?
Mm-hmm.
Can't it just be a weapon?
It could, but no. That's,
I mean, you get
I mean, that's the only way to make it make sense, because otherwise, how's that cutting anything?
mm-hmm.
you get in. Okay, this is how I think of it, or maybe rationalization. You at the beginning of the first game and this
Why the
game,
flowers?
you can choose
Well,
between
it was a Kiraga, so you know.
What the fuck's a Kiraga?
how to
Sure,
heal.
The spell in Final Fantasy typically has connotations of like
And why is there
rebirth,
flowers?
nature, flowers.
Okay, I get
Yep,
it now.
yep.
In-
That's easier to explain.
In
Final
the
Fantasy,
first
that's-
game, you get the choice between like a staff, a shield, and a sword. And if you choose a sword, there's a sword there that has like the little emblem of Mickey on it.
Yep.
Maybe that's representative of like your way to fight in this game. Like it's the
Convoluted
sword is
tribal tattoos? Why does everything look like tribal tattoos?
That's just the aesthetic of this game, man. Zippers, tribal tats,
Fucking
and
weeb tribal tats with fucking trip pants?
well in a trip coat, I guess.
Trip pants still exist, but they're like skinny jeans. They
Trip jeans,
Flipped. I mean, like, 'cause Trip was the brand, I guess.
because they wanted kids to trip over all the belts and zippers and shit.
But now they're just like skinny jeans. And I was just like, these aren't trip pants, but they are because it's.
Okay, no, what happened here? Why is there two of him?
Okay, so like, maybe like if you said like the sword puts out some sort of
here we
energy
go.
when
Here
you
we go.
swing
Here
it,
comes the fucking shit.
and that's what cuts. I can see that.
Here's the badass anime shit that happens.
Anime.
This is where you play as Riku for a second to try and.
Why
You can
does
play as
his
Mickey too in
sword
this game, like
look
for a little bit.
look
Well,
like
that's a
Cloud's
rare
wing
thing.
in the first one?
Because it's representative of that. He had a fight with the darkness and he had to overcome it. Blah blah blah.
Is that why there's a real angel wing?
God,
popping out the
God
top?
fucking damn it! I hate
Does
this
it
shit.
tell a story? The sword tell a story?
Yes, a little bit.
I fucking hate
Or
this
it's like,
shit
this
so
is a
much.
demon wing, but at the top.
Stop.
It's an angel wing.
Coming
Because
out.
he's starting to be redeemed
Yeah.
from the darkness.
I think you can.
Just like Cloud.
Pretty much.
As much as I think this game Stu Cloud did look pretty good in the first one.
Well, they just.
Oh, Cloud did have a wing in it. Yeah, that's right.
They
Well,
just
yeah, he's-
co-opted
'cause, like, him and
Vincent
Sephiroth, they have the one
Valentine's
wing.
look.
Well, they weren't. Cloud. I don't know why they chose to have Cloud have a wing in this in Kingdom Hearts world, but it's in.
Hasn't he- he's always
Because Sephiroth, no.
hasn't he always been like the other half of that shit?
No.
No.
Sephiroth was the
Never.
one and he was the other.
No.
Sephiroth is a failed experiment from Genova,
Yes.
and at a certain point, they talk about this in Crisis Core, which is a game that we talked about in another episode of this. Zack Fair was given the Buster Sword.
Yeah.
the sword.
The guy that gives Cloud the Buster Sword.
Yes, he was given that Buster Sword by Angeal, which was this badass soldier guy.
Who
We're not talking about
wings,
Kingdom
who
Hearts
was,
now.
Like, the perfect being.
And then at a certain point in
Angel.
7,
Angeal.
Angeal, Genesis, Sephiroth, Seraphim, Cloud, Heaven, I don't know.
Yeah.
Bunch of weird.
Here's okay. Here we go. Here's the anime shit. They get trapped in this orb of.
Oh, this is
darkness.
the dodge or the deflect.
In
Come on, Wilson. You can do
I'm
it.
crab clawing it.
You
I'm
can do
clawing
it.
I haven't
In,
taken a single bit of damage. Yeah, I'm doing it.
in
In 7, though, I'm saying.
in the movie
Oh, Advent Children?
Advent Children, didn't Sephiroth make some comment about
Them being linked in some
yeah,
form?
and, like, that
Maybe.
Cloud was like his other, like they're kind of like
That was
Duality?
That was more
Yeah.
of like. That was more of like.
I liked that movie when it came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I try
Everybody
to watch
did.
it, It's not that great.
No, it's
No.
I do own an Epic
Dilly-dally.
Cloud Axe.
There is in 7. There is this point in the game where you find out, or you're dying, and they have to infuse you with Mako energy. So Cloud is infused with the same energy that's kind of Sephiroth-esque. But Sephiroth was created in this lab from Genova, and he's like trying to come to terms with like he is a god, or like he can now basically summon a meteor to destroy Earth and all this other crap. Cloud is just like this bright and shiny guy, and after he got infused with this Mako energy, he just becomes like this sourpuss and just really meek, kind of sad dude. And he's trying to come to terms, or he's trying
He
to.
listens to The Cure and fucking.
He's an emo
What's
screamer.
Morrissey?
The fucking. Morris. What's his band?
Smiths?
Smiths, and the one with the like one of the most popular fucking T-shirt images ever. The topographic fucking white line topographic.
Oh, Joy Division?
Joy Division. That's what he listens to.
That was a signal from the moon or something.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
Hey,
That's the music.
Sea of Tranquility,
That's
I think
the
it
sad-
was.
Bumble-
It's the sad boy music. That he
Bumblebee
listens
listens to the Smiths.
to. Of course he does.
That's a plot. That's a plot point of that movie.
the
Is that
80s.
at first
a whole
Bumblebee
subgenre of
doesn't
the
want to listen
80s.
to the Smiths, but by the end of the movie, he likes listening to the Smiths.
It's a whole subgenre of music in the 80s. They're the sad lads. Sad lad music.
Or goth.
The
The Cure is kind
cry
of like
guys.
pre-goth.
Tears
The
for
sad
Fears.
lads.
Tears for Fears are sad boys too.
OMD.
Sure.
Speaking of Tears for
I
Fears,
don't think
that was-
OMD does it.
Of all the licensed music that they put in Metal Gear Solid 5, it blew my mind that they didn't go the ham-fisted route of putting in "Everybody Wants to Rule the World." Because in the Metal Gear Solid,
Well,
world,
they did the Egyptian cover of David Bowie's "The Man Who Wasn't There" or whatever.
the
That's
man who sold the world.
Man Who Sold
But,
the World.
I mean, it would have been the nail in the coffin for the thematic, over the top, hitting you over the head of, everybody wants to rule the world. You got Big Boss, you got Boss, you got
Venom
Soft
Snake,
you
you got-
Venom Snake, you got Liquid Snake.
Yep.
Yeah.
See, I can understand Metal Gear.
I can't.
I can't understand this.
Metal Gear's tough, but
I know
I've
a lot
done
of the information of Metal Gear. I still don't understand it.
Metal Gear.
Metal Gear. Colonel. Who is this spiky-haired boy with all the zippers on him? and then Otakon chimes in. Well, that's Sora, Snake. He's
I
part
just
of
wanna
the Kingdom
see-
Hearts series.
I just want to see a mashup of Kingdom Hearts aesthetic with the like 90s X-Men aesthetic. So it's just zippers and pouches everywhere.
Ooh, that's true.
Rob Liefeld, the guy, shitty comic book artist. Yeah.
Captain America, dude.
Yeah, the one. If you guys have ever seen the barrel-chested, weird-looking like
Captain
America,
tiny head, or
yeah.
head that's like his neck is like connected to like his back or
Well,
And
something.
his pectorals
Co-creator.
not like 4 feet
and
from where his
and
neck is.
it's like tilted a little bit, even though he's like facing straight on.
Yeah.
He also is the co-creator of like Cable and Deadpool and shit. But he's terrible. But
Cable's
he,
just a living pouch.
so I was gonna say, was he literally not too long ago created a character for a series that he has called The Pouch, which is just a living set of pouches.
At least
It's hilarious.
At least he's like
He still can't drop.
acknowledges it. At least he acknowledges
Yeah,
it.
right.
Like if he was stuck in the dirt of like, no, this is good art. I did my best. This is a representation of what I feel Captain
Hey,
America
he
looks
has he's gotten work.
If you look, he was one of the top. He was the top paid comic book artist for a long
He's
time.
gotten work. That's nuts.
He was the master of the grim and gritty in the '90s.
Mhm.
But that was the. But everybody looks back now and is just like that was a mistake. But like if you look, everything he's ever done,
He would love Kingdom Hearts.
there was hardly any feet.
He should make a comic
he
of
hardly
Kingdom
drew
Hearts.
feet ever.
And when
Oh,
he
yeah.
And
did,
when he did, they looked horrible. They look like weird shaped little chicken drummies.
They're just like the shape. Yeah. It was
weird.
fucking weird.
It was weird.
All right, I've had enough of this. I'm not sick, but I'm not well, and I don't.
I'm not sick, but I'm not well.
RV Danger
I
or
just did that to myself. I've had enough of this convoluted bullshit. Can we
I'm paranoid.
can we stop? the Kingdom
everybody's
Hearts shit for
coming to
now?
get
Yeah,
me.
let's end the episode. Let's
Yeah.
end this part of my life because I am fucking
Yes.
done, dude.
Yeah.
I can't
I
handle
didn't
this
even
shit
start.
anymore.
I didn't even start.
Give me something to fade
That
out.
was-
No, we got to fade out on something. The ending here,
Right
at
here.
least.
Just fade out.
This is gonna keep going for another, like 5 minutes.
We got 5 minutes. Come on.
I've had enough.
You can just lay there.
I was thrusted into this by no choice of my own. So
He was fine. He was fine during
yeah,
the first
just
one.
fucking chug that Dayquil, bro.
You were
Even though
fine
it's
during the
nighttime,
first
chug
one.
that Dayquil.
But now that we've actually like talked about it and explained it to somebody and to somebody else, and
Did we really explain it though? I have a feeling we just like got on the surface of things.
you asked the questions that any sane person would ask, and having
I'm not-
to answer those questions makes me fatigued.
and I don't know if it was just because my brain refused it or I just zoned out, but I don't feel like I have any answers.
Do you want to know anything?
Either.
I don't know. I'm good.
Do you want to know anything?
No.
Broad show. Here's the thing. I don't have any answers either. I just listed off the factual things that I remember.
Oh look, there's a little bottle. Is there a message in the bottle?
Yes.
It's from Kyrie.
Kyrie.
Earlier on, Kyrie throws a bottle or
Kyrie Irving.
Yuffie.
It
basketball
is from
player?
Kyrie, yeah.
She throws it in with Yuffie. Well, they're wearing schoolgirl outfits and they throw a bottle into the ocean.
Kyrie Irving
Selfie,
explaining
like,
why he
going to
left
school with
the
Kyrie
Cleveland Cavaliers for the Boston Celtics.
What the fuck are you talking about now?
Exactly. He said
Oh,
Kyrie-
he got a letter from the
So I
Boston
thought about-
Celtics, like, you've been chosen.
So I thought about Kyrie. The only Kyrie I know, which is hardly, is Kyrie Irving, a basketball player that used to play on the Cavaliers with LeBron James and stuff. And then like 2 or 3 years ago,
That's my Kyrie.
he left the Cavaliers because he wasn't getting enough of that focus because of fucking LeBron James being there, and went to the Celtics. So I was just like, is this just a note from Kyrie Irving explaining why he left the Cavaliers to go to the Celtics?
To Riku, yeah. It's like, sorry, Riku, I ditched them.
So now Sora's got a really annoying face.
Yes.
Now.
No, he's got a beautiful woman
Like, when in
face.
every other instance it was like normal ass face. Now
Yes.
he's got like, I'm a sassy bitch face.
Yes.
Sure.
And that's how he's going to look for all of Kingdom Hearts 3.
I suppose because they don't need to. There's no like the old timeies where it was like the cutscene has got a lot of fucking detail, and then the game was just like, oh, it's a little more cartoony.
It's just all
So
animated
here
now.
it is now. Here's 300% weave this bitch.
Mm-hmm.
I'm quelling it.
Okay, just fade out on this fucking shit water.
Shit water.
It looks fine. I'm just calling it shit water.
Also,
'cause it's in
we
the-
have to edit
so.
out this other Hitata. Yeah,
Hitada?
I'm done.
Hitada fritada.
Hitata Makuna.
Hakuna Matata.
Hakuna Matuna.
We gotta see Goofy and Donald.
Matuna.
Just fucking Andy Bernard.
What a wonderful do.
Hakuna Matuna. Okay, on the beach there's Donald,
Watch him
Goofy.
shake off the water.
I like how your hair is still standing up.
Sora, Riku.
Sora.
Check out my
Look at those
zippers.
thighs, man.
Dude, where'd her fucking
Knock knees.
where'd her swimming shoes go?
There,
She's
she
still
still
wearing
got
them.
them.
No.
Yeah,
she
different.
No, they're the same pair.
No, they're
Same
not.
pair. They are. It's
They're
the
not.
same.
She doesn't have the
same
little
outfit.
fucking- she doesn't. Before, it didn't have like elaborate bullshit ribbons on it.
Oh, look.
She just had like essentially slip-on shoes
And you
with a little
there's a
drawstring that you like tighten.
Oh my god, these guys want to suck each
That's
other's
it.
fucking cartoon dicks.
Why would Riku do this?
him and Mickey have a special relationship?
I get it.
Oh.
Oh,
kiss me
first, Sora.
Dude, I hate
I
how
love your
Goofy's lips
supple
look like
little
some
lips.
fucking dangle balls when he's like rubbing them on them.
Yep.
Just like,
My teeth could puncture anything.
my nutsack mouth.
Stay away from him, Kyrie. We have just gotten him to the homosexual side.
Oh look, I found your star.
This
thing.
star has
that
my
bullshit?
hair on it.
I got your Paupu fruit.
Oh.
Oh look, it's
Why does he know
Roxas.
this now?
Because Roxas is his nobody.
And Nominee is
nobody.
hers, and they're finally together. They'll see each other, but they won't have the same faces. That's
Yeah.
one of the
We'll
things
see
that.
each other again, but we won't recognize each other.
Yep.
So, hey, we both versions of ourselves want to fuck.
Pretty much.
You and
And she's like, oh shit, that cut my
there's a
hand.
new
We can cut it there. There it is. There's Kingdom Hearts 2. I hope you guys enjoyed.